Hi, I'm Jonathan from Noble Leaf, the Mindful Tea Company, and today I'd like to share with you our thoughts on how a simple tea meditation can be used as a morning ritual to help change your life. Do you ever feel like you're swept away by the day? Do you ever wake up in the morning and reach for your phone straight away, laying in bed? Reading messages or social media is the first thing you do in the day? Do you rush to get ready, to eat breakfast, and to get out of the door so you can get to your 9 o'clock meeting? Paying lip service to those around you as we rush from one thing to the next? Feeling like the day has already taken hold of us and we are somehow its unwilling victim? I know I've had days like that, where it all feels a little bit of a blur, like I've been walking down a road and suddenly arrive at a destination without any idea of how I got there. And before I know it, a year has passed, 5 years have passed. There are so many things to do in the day. We love the act of doing. Society places so much value on what we do. But what about who we're being? The quality of who we are, the essence of who we are when we're doing nothing, or what we're being when we're doing. You don't have to do anything to prove your worth. You're perfect just the way you are, in your unique expression of you and the way you are being you. There is so much beauty in the being, just existing, breathing, and living. There are so many benefits of slowing down and savoring with mindful intent. So why is it so hard for us to slow down and savor the gift? Could busy just be a state of mind? I mean, we all have the same number of minutes available to us in the day, and we're all at choice in terms of how we spend those minutes, what we do, and importantly, who we are being. The reality is that sometimes slowing down and focusing on the present moment can be painful and confusing. Sometimes it's easier to rush and move from one thing to the next than it is to slow down and fully experience what is here in the present moment. Because sometimes what's here can be sadness. It can be facing old wounds, unresolved conflicts, emotions or thoughts that need our conscious attention. And sometimes it's easier just to put our heads down and charge onwards than face all of that. But what if we could love and accept all of it? The full range of our experience with all of our glorious imperfections. To perhaps sit with the sadness and at the same time experience the joy from the aliveness of the moment. That we can experience both of those things at the same time. That somehow, some way, even if it's impossible to understand, there are gifts in all of it. I mean, society is so focused on getting it all right, looking good, having our stuff together, and the truth is, life is a beautiful mess. We don't know who we are, we don't know why we're here, and we don't know how to love ourselves. We rush around from one thing to the next, trying to avoid answering those questions, or at least trying to. We'll probably never fully know. Perhaps one thing that can help us introduce mindful practice into our lives, and giving ourselves permission to feel whatever needs to be felt and creating space for it, is part of the answer to how we apply mindfulness practices throughout our day. Without judgment, holding ourselves with compassion, and most of all, forgiving ourselves. That we experience many emotions and thoughts all at once, and we are not any one of them. They are all us, and they are all to be celebrated. There is something to learn from all of those voices, those thoughts and emotions that sometimes we deny. They say that breakfast is the most important meal, as it sets your body up for the day. How are we nourishing our hearts and our minds and our spirits in the same way? I spent several months in India attending all kinds of meditation retreats and healing training, and a number of yoga ashrams, contorting my body in all manner of what seemingly felt like at the time ungodly ways. It turns out you don't always need to go on a month-long silent meditation retreat to find yourself, but you can do it in 10 minutes in the morning over a nice cup of tea. Because you are a beautiful gift to the world. And mindfulness is a seemingly small word for something that is so big and beautiful. It's the experience of rediscovering what it means to be human. And this can start right now by just turning a simple daily routine into a sacred ritual filled with intention. It doesn't matter if it's an hour or if it's 10 minutes, but give yourself the gift of grounding, starting the day with intention on how you want to be throughout the day. The doing of the day will take care of itself. But start the day on your own terms as you mean to go on. To give yourself something to return to when invariably life becomes rather hectic at times. A tea meditation is a simple way to turn an everyday routine into something beautiful that can be savoured. Just you and your tea, and nothing else. We are looking forward to seeing you at the Mindfulness Show and sharing in an experience of tea meditation with some of you. Our dream is that by slowing down and taking time for ourselves every day, humanity will discover that we already have everything we need to live a rich life filled with peace, love, wisdom, and joy. And that a beautiful tasting cup of tea is just one of many ways to help us on our journey. Thanks for listening, and I hope to see you at the show.